Howdy, folks, and welcome to episode 97. Here comes the new year. Same as the old year. Hope not. Actually, 2022 wasn't a horrible year. Could have been worse. Could have been better. But we're going to talk about what we hope to have happen in the coming year. Either hope to what we want to buy, what we want to paint, what we want to play, etc. So, got the regular cast of characters here. We're missing Warmutt and Todd. Todd is definitely in flyover country. He's in Kansas, and Warmutt is the poor little deer is freezing his tail feathers off because it's raining in 52. Wah. Pussy. Anyway, Reese was in extra early today at 12:51 this afternoon, saying, "Hey, y'all."
Good Lord.
Well, he sees that he sees that it goes up and immediately comes in and just makes a comment just so he can be first, I guess. Which is that's cool. That's cool. You know, Charles is in the house saying, "Hello, Reese." Hi, everyone. Hello, Charles.
We got the OG. We got Devin in the house.
Yeah. Hissy Cat said, "Sup." John Longshore, haven't seen hide nor hair from you, John, in a while. Thanks for dropping in, buddy. Glad you're doing well. And then Meandering Mike is back. Greetings, everyone. Hi, Mike. Welcome. And Original Grognard, as he says in the house. Devin, thanks for dropping in, buddy. And then Charles says, "Wow, the 4 Pony Riders of the Apocalypse." That's right.
Chucky!
So, first things first, the official announcement went out today from Wiley Games to go get your Vanguard ticket for March to Victory, $17. Get you your entrance into March to Victory, get you your pre-printed name badge, get you an exclusive. It is an exclusive March to Victory miniature. Don't know what it is yet. The Baron and or the Baroness have not divulged what it's going to be yet, but I can only imagine it's going to be completely cool, because it's from them. So there you have it. Check it out at marchtovictory.net. Go to shop or buy or store or something like that, and you can get it for $17. If you do show up and you haven't bought your Vanguard ticket, it's going to cost you $20 to get in, and you don't get the exclusive miniature. And you can't walk in like a boss saying, "Hello, Mrs. Arnold. I would like to have my pre-printed name badge, please," because you will be nice to her, because she'll make you be nice to her. Sean Baldwin says, "Howdy, folks." Well, howdy, Sean. I believe that's a new name, if I'm not mistaken. Does anybody remember Sean being here before?
I think Sean popped on once before.
Okay.
Welcome, Sean. Happy to have you back.
Welcome back, then. No, I'm not getting so amazingly great and fanciful with all these wonderful subscribers that I don't remember everybody. I'm just crap with names until I've seen you like 3 or 4 times. Speaking of which, we're at 285 subscribers. We're almost there, getting closer. So, hey, Crossing Obstacles is in the house. Cog, thanks for showing in, buddy. It is greatly appreciated. Hey, everyone. I hope you are faring well with the winter weather. I don't know if it got stupid crazy cold recently like it did here. But there were some people in Europe that were surprised at how cold we had gotten over here. And believe me, it got cold in many parts of the United States. I was not a fan. It was the coldest it's been in Illinois at Christmas in about 25 years. So no, don't like it. So yeah, definitely check out marchtovictory.net. Warmut says, there we go. I'll pop in off and on. In-laws are here for dinner. Give Hissy a kissy for me. Just not unless you show up, buddy. Not unless you actually get here and show your at least your kick-ass logo like McMurray does.
Isn't my logo just a profile of a dude? I don't have a logo.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm making fun of him because he's not here.
Well, there's that.
Nikki Bauer is here. Says greetings from Cincinnati, Ohio. Greetings, welcome. And Charles says hello, Crossing OG. So we talked about what we did last year in 2022. We'll talk about what's coming up in 2023. And I'm going to start it off with I'm going to do more board gaming. I'm Hexy, you got me hooked.
Are you digging it?
I like it. John says McMurray has an 8-ball as a logo. What else would you need?
Accurate. That's what's up, John.
So, to that end, my dad sent me a miniature market gift card, and so I picked this up. Fleet Commander Nimitz, the World War II Pacific Ocean solitaire strategy game by DVG. We'll see how it goes. It's weird. It's got the second edition box, but it came with third edition rules. So
that's why your box is jacked.
It could be. That being said, I did a recording of the unboxing, but for whatever reason, the audio was absolute garbage. So,
were you talking?
That's why we keep him here, boys. That's why we keep him here. A couple other things going to be doing is starting to make a concerted effort to actually get Ocean Thunder rolling. I guess that would be Rolling Thunder. No, never mind. But we might see a publication of Ocean Thunder. Definitely, we'll see. I would say if everything goes right and I keep some focus, we'll definitely have it by this time next year, 2023. We might see it sooner. Depends on how close I think I actually am and what I actually need to do to get it finished up and published. So I've got a good team behind me helping me get it through. So we'll see. To that end, E4 Airmen. Charles, I think it's Monacacy Attack on Washington. Yes, is that what you're playing right now, Hex?
Yeah,
Monacacy. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna make everybody else a little smaller here, or go away entirely. E4. I'm not gonna show you the entire box, but there you go, buddy. They're all done, ready to go. So they are in the tin. I've just finished printing out the label. I'm going to get these cut. I got to put it in right. But I'm going to get these cut out. once I get them printed on the right side. And I got the T-shirt. I got it in my room here somewhere. Oh, actually, I think it's still out on the kitchen table. Those are going to get boxed up and get shipped off to you tomorrow or Friday. So they should be in your hands very soon, and then I will email you the PDFs of the ships and the copy of the rules for you. So there you go. Charles says he's ordered proper tweezers.
A proper tweezers.
Finally ordered a proper tweezers.
Is that
Yeah.
correct?
Unbiggin.
A proper tweezer
And
Yeah.
cutter.
or proper
Cutter.
tweezers?
Now, clippers, I keep a couple pair of each of the ones that Oregon Laminations makes. These won't handle the thicker counters that come out of like White Dog or Blue Panther printing. So I keep the bigger ones around for that. And I clip everything now. If it'll handle it, everything gets clipped 3.0 because I think it looks prettier.
Very good.
I've been using those nips. Those little $5 nippers for your plastic models to do my counters.
There you go. Heresy, I say.
It doesn't
I use-
it doesn't hurt the wrist.
I use toenail clippers, so clean, had not been used on toenails previously. Yeah.
TMI.
As far as you know.
As far as I know, right? Crossing Obstacles says, I'm looking forward to painting my Samurai Army in July onwards. Going to do a couple of terrain group builds. Oh, very cool. Thank you.
What scale is that? Crossing Obstacles?
So he'll pop in here shortly with that. Also, I've spoken about this before, but I really want to drill into it more this year, and that is to do my 1-to-1 vehicle ratio of the 49th Armored Division circa 1985 28 millimeter Fire Forge.
Okay.
McMurray, there you go.
Outstanding. Thank you.
Looking to do 1-to-1 in 49th Armored Division using Pico armor. So I'm finishing up my research as to exactly how many models I need to get. But the nice thing is you get 15 vehicles for $475. So you can't go wrong there. Mandarin Mike says, I've seen too many sets of counters turned into stop signs when people use nail clippers. You just got to be really, really careful and close in.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it's, I will probably endeavor to purchase a set of clippers this coming year as well, because I do have my the Hunters game is unclipped, and I know anytime I show it, it'll make Hexy vomit a little bit in his mouth.
Or a lot of it.
So, of course, more miniature gaming for me. I'm going to be working more on my Vietnam era jet fighters conversion of starfighters from Fistful of Lead, Wiley Games. And in fact, that may be what I take to March to Victory this year is Vietnam era jet fighters. So
That'd be cool.
yeah, we'll have to see. So, There you go. Charles says cuticle scissors to just barely trim the top knot. That sounds unhealthy. But that might just be me. And then last, but I'm not going to say last, but last for right now, so we can go on to have somebody else talk about what they're doing, is I am by March 31st, I will have my submission into Hissy Cat's Game Jam. So because I want to be rubbing elbows with the high rollers in the
There's been a few
in the game design world. So, John Longshore says I don't play anything that I could have been drafted for, including the Civil War. All right, nice, John. Nice. Gamers with Coffee is in the house. Hi, Greg. Evening, gentlemen. I just found your show going on. I'm driving my mom around, so I'm going to listen in. Outstanding. Hey, it's always 8:00 Wednesday nights, so you know where to find me and when to find me. Me, Andrea, and Mike says, "Lol, John." If Hexy had that, he wouldn't be able to play anything past Grog throws rocks at Nurk.
I do have cavemen, Jeffy. Don't worry, buddy. Would you be able to play Eat Hitler? That's like super prehistoric, but also.
I mean, did he not ride a Stegosaurus to school uphill both ways?
Well, he did, but I feel like T-Rexes were before Stegosauruses, maybe.
I thought it was the other way around. By
Whatever.
A couple of million years, a couple 100 million years. What about games is in the house? Hello, all. Hey, Chris, how you doing, eh? Have you finally thought out just a touch? We did. We actually hit 50. We hit 52 degrees today. It was nice. Warmat said, wife did get me the Zombicide Return of the Living Dead core set, so I'm proud to say I have all Zombicide core sets up to now. A lot of paint. Yeah. His wife bought him. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. Anyway, I'm not saying that he doesn't have a wife. He does have a wife. I'm saying I'm not sure she knows that she bought that for him.
Well, it's optional.
So,
that's how they do things in Arizona.
I know, right? What about you, McMurray? What do you got? What are you hoping to achieve besides being in a wedding the last week of March?
Well, isn't this the big year for puberty for him?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hopefully, my balls will drop.
Maybe you'll go. Maybe you'll go from an alto to a baritone.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I've got so much crap going that I don't even. I'm hoping, kind of like this year, that I just wind up painting more models than I acquire.
There you go.
Is that even possible?
No,
Yeah, I didn't think so.
not in particular. No.
Yeah.
You're sounding a little stuffy. You got the cold going on?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, dude. I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, it's been freezing, but
that
anyhow,
shit for 3 months.
dude, that was great until it turned into a full week of temperatures below 0 degrees Fahrenheit. But anyways, I've done that already. Yeah, if I could, if I could figure out that management, I'll be happy. I've got I got myself back into the Analog Hobbies Painting Challenge again this year, so that'll be fun. That's 4 months of go painting. So look forward to that. I don't know. That's part of the problem, like the blessing and curse of having a printer, right? Is that your hobby doesn't necessarily cost you as much, but you wind up with way more of it.
Right.
Just so much hobby. But
Yeah, you don't actually save money.
yeah. It's
So you
kind
don't
of
save
like,
money, but you got a lot more of your hobby.
Yeah.
correct.
with the
It's
same
kind of like
expenditure.
what everybody always gets after about, reloading if you're a shooter is, you don't like, you don't really save much money because you shoot a bunch more. You just wind up with a bunch more models that don't cost you as much per figure.
Right.
That are still unpainted.
Yes.
Until the cost of 3D color printers come down, that'll be a day.
That'll be wild. But
yeah.
in any case, no, I don't know. I've got a bunch of random stuff going. You guys know that. Maybe it'll be a year of trimming the fat. I don't know. I'm not good at selling stuff. Usually, if I get rid of stuff, it's just handing it to people like, "Hey, here you go." But
Well, that's something you'll continue to do, and that's proselytize the good word.
oh, absolutely. I guess I should probably acquire either a white linen or seersucker suit so I can go full Southern preacher in
There you go.
evangelizing the good word of Fistful of Lead around. It's been working pretty well in St. Louis, though.
Yeah, it has.
There's a bunch of St. Louis people that are playing it now. It's usually being played on the local game days without me having to bring anything or do anything like that. Sometimes there's a couple different games of it. Maybe I'll have to uproot and take my Bible cart and snake oil show somewhere else. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, there's always Columbia.
That is true. Columbia's not too far off, and I could start playing stuff at Columbia. You're not wrong on that. That's very fair.
Go help out Bunkhouse.
Yeah, it's always good. I saw Bunkhouse a couple weeks ago. That was real good. But yeah, that's a good point. We could do that. I could figure that out.
Yeah. See. Walkabout Game says good. A warmed up and got tons of snow and ice and rain. Ugh. Lots of ship type gaming in 2023 for me. Modern naval, World War I naval, pirates. Okay, nice.
My man, who's that?
That's Chris Long.
Chris Long, my man. There you go.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Yeah, it's going to be good to see. I'm excited to see that. John Longshore says, "Oh, I have more stuff that I completely forgot about then and stuff I remember having, which is why I have a Christmas tree in the storage unit."
Exactly.
Says Mormont says Wild West, Black Powder, and Z-Side for me in 2023. Cross Absolute. Ooh, World War I naval. What game is that? Walkabout.
These are all great questions.
Yeah, they are. Inquiring minds want to know. And then Warmut says,
Actually,
Jeffy, you're looking tasty.
While you're at it, why don't you just let us know what rules you're going to use for each of those periods?
Well, he says World War I for his broadside empires.
Okay. How about your other naval stuff you had going on there, Mr. Long?
Well, we're waiting for that, Jeffy. What do you got going? What are you doing? What are you hoping to accomplish?
I'm going to sell all my games and play Squad Leader for the rest of my life.
He's going to play.
You're a liar.
The Civil War version of Squad Leader, right?
Yeah, that one.
I knew it.
Yeah,
Got to keep it close to home. Well, I'm sure you know me. I'm going to bounce everywhere. So right now it's Line of Battle, and of course I told you another 7-inch game that I don't like.
There you go. Sean says BattleTech for me as well as various Hex and Counter War games. Well, Sean, if you've got BattleTech, it would behoove you to go check out Battlesuit Alpha from Wiley Games. Just
when
saying,
is that going into beta?
What? This?
Yeah.
This is for sale now. It's out.
Battlesuit Alpha.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
When is it going into beta?
Yeah.
Hey.
See, it's so good. It
No,
doesn't
I
need to
shouldn't
be.
have to put up road signs to my jokes. Jeez.
It's so good. It doesn't need a beta.
We had Seinfeld on here, but it confused Chris so bad that we had to terminate it.
That's Arnold.
Fair enough. Fair enough. See, eForce, I'm going to try to play 10 games for ID Jester Channel War Room. Oh, very cool. Blood and Plunder, I think, is for his pirates.
Yeah, I saw that. Outstanding, my man.
Finishing the year with Ogre, GEV, some Worthington book games, and maybe some ACW Ironclads. Speaking of Ironclads,
There you go. That's what's up, Chuck. Charles. Jeff loves the
we were-
Brownwater Navy and World.
we were going through some stuff in the basement, and I came across this guy.
No way. Oh, okay. That's pretty awesome.
Yep.
What
USS
style?
or CSS Virginia, USS Merrimack. That's thoroughbred 1/600 scale.
I'm about to say that looks like a 1/600.
Yep. So I don't know why I don't have any more of them. I need. Hold on. I actually have the catalog for thoroughbred figures.
I have a bunch of their Sea
And,
Eagles line. Their 15 millimeter Napoleonic naval stuff.
Yeah.
Ogre and GEV, Charles. That's good stuff.
I don't see it. I don't actually see it on the list, but I'm going to have to find out what, if I'm sure there was a CSS Texas. So I need to, I've got to find it. I got to find a CSS Texas, whether I have to 3D print it or what. I got to have it.
Was there a
Because-
CSS Texas?
I'm almost positive there had to have been.
Hang on.
Yeah, I think I saw a paper model of it the other day.
CSSX is 1865.
Why the hell am I?
It's a Columbia class iron casemate iron.
Yep, I got you.
So
Yeah,
I gotta find it.
She was commissioned. She never touched the water. She was
Right.
still fitting out when she was captured.
Yeah. Long John says World War One was such a nothing burger for navies. Now, if the Germans didn't hide the whole war in Kiel, well, submarines. I'll give you submarines. I don't know. I mean, there's this little thing called Battle of Jutland. Just saying. And then he's playing Naval Command for Modern Naval.
Outstanding.
Mike says, I'm trying to finalize my list for list of 10 for Deity Jester and the War Room for 2023. E4 says I might have an interest in Ironclads for ACW game. There you go. My family went retro with my gifts. Tons of Hero Quest and Axis and Allies. Hey, you can't go wrong with that, man. Cannot go wrong. I'm excited to be going. I'm very curious about what the miniature is. Greg's talking about March to Victory.
Accurate.
So, and the Ironclads is also a quote book game.
Yeah, this book game stuff. I'm starting to see a lot of people, including his, a lot of people out there doing these things. And hey, more power to you, but man, it doesn't. I can't. There's no way.
So what are book games? Fill me in.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah. I know what you're like.
Yeah,
that,
go to my channel, dude. Obviously,
Yeah.
you're not watching.
No, I remember now. I remember. Thank you, Mr. When are they going to beta?
Pill time.
It takes a clue by force sometimes. Okay.
Fair enough. It's all that cold weather that's got
Yeah,
your
it's
brain
exactly. I
froze,
got
right?
frost
got brain
on
freeze?
my brain. Let's see here. It's funny. I had an uncle who was an American representative to the Admiralty at Scapa Flow, and then the German fleet arrived to be turned in. He watched one of the German ship designers shoot himself on the back. Holy crap! That's not good. Hey, John from Joy of Wargaming's here. Heyo. That's another thing for 2023. I need to get John back on the show.
John, I have your Gaslands templates getting ready to be 3D printed as soon as this plate's done. So they're resized so that the movement ends are 25 millimeter. So thumbs up on that. I'll shoot you an email. If I don't remember to, shoot me an email and we'll figure that out.
Mike says, I'm opening a package from Enterprise Games, and the first thing I can pull out is Ironclads from Yakinto.
Nice. I'm getting some interest in Ironclads with all this Ironclads talk.
Yeah. I mean, even Jeffy's got Ironclads.
I consider this, since it's a naval game, I consider since I punched and clipped it, that's played.
There you go.
No.
Played with anyway.
Done. Back on the shelf.
You're killing me, son. You're killing me.
So Hex, I went to get a new windshield one day for my car, and that book game got me through the 2-hour wait in the waiting room, rolling the dice and defending Guadalcanal.
There you go.
So it's got a place. Is my point. It's got a place.
John says he wants to come back on. We have a lot to talk about. Outstanding. I'll drop you an email. We'll get something figured out. So,
hey man, I'm really excited now.
Anything else you got that you got going there, Mr. Hexy?
No, I don't. I'm getting this urge to want to put one of my big Civil War games back up on the table again.
Yeah,
and I think it might be Murfreesboro. When as soon as I'm probably going to shoot a video on this Highway 44, and then I'm just going to throw the pieces back in the box, or this Holland 44. I'm going to finish up this line of battle scenario, which I got to admit it plays smooth, and I've already played like 4.5 hours worth of turns in this thing, so it rolls pretty smooth. And I'm testing out some different concepts with this line of battle stuff, but it'll probably come up off the table, and I may not look at that anytime soon. Great Battles of American Civil War, I think, is my thing. There's no doubt about it. But so it might be Murfreesboro next. I want to go back to TCS because I like that. What I've learned with that system, I really enjoy. So, you know me though. My brain waves change by the hour. So,
right.
And if you don't mind me making an announcement, can I make an announcement, a plug?
Go ahead. So
the January 2nd, me and McMurray and Toddley will be doing. I don't know. We're going to take a shot at doing an AR review type show on the 2nd at 9:00 Eastern time. It's already up on the YouTube. It's already up on Facebook. So if you want to come by and give us an evaluation as to whether or not this will work for the three of us, then by all means, please do.
All right. Very cool. Let's see. Walkabout Games. Chris Long says, I'm going to try some Axis and Allies Global War. Chris, I need to get you on the show also. We definitely we had planned to have you on, but people got sick, and then life happened, and we're definitely going to get you on toward the beginning of the year. Definitely talk about what you got going on. Mandarin Mike says, "Oh no, the game is punched, and these Yakinto games don't have lids for the trays. What a mess!" Ooh.
Yeah, I remember fun with that. Things. I used to have a bunch of those when I was younger. One of my favorite ones was the French Foreign Legion one.
John says, but Jutland was a huge battle, but the Germans went we all the way home afterwards. They should have been way more aggressive. Yeah. Same thing happened in World War II, though. They stuck their nose out, got punched in the face, and went back. Anyone know where I can get a Week in Hell? The Battle of Way was in a battle magazine. No idea.
Don't know if I ever heard of that.
Before you added that battle away part, and after that, I was like, you go stay with my ex.
Nice.
Zing got him.
Nice. Zing. Yeah. I think between the four of us here, we've got at least the 7 levels of hell. 'Cause I've got one.
What are you talking about?
Huh?
I got 3 of them myself. What are you talking about?
That's what my point.
You
I've got
three
one.
of
You
them
got
that just-
3. There's 4.
Jeff's
Hey,
got
Hexy,
just
could you
3
adjust your
different
camera
narratives.
so I can see the hockey game?
Would you like to watch that?
Yeah, would you mind?
Kill
And turn
him.
the sound on, please.
You people
It's not my
suck.
team playing, so
You people suck. Who is playing?
that's the Bruins and the New Jersey Devils.
Oh.
I'm a Sharks fan.
Well, hey, at least you root for the home team. That's good.
Walkabout Games says, okay, sounds good. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. I'll get you. We'll get you going there. Richard Champion says lol about something. He thinks it's funny.
About
Richard,
me and
good
Iron
morning.
Oh, yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah. That is funny. Cindy Diaz says good night. Good night, Cindy.
Cindy?
Battles of the Way is from Battles Publishing. I just looked it
Okay.
up. Looks pretty
I
interesting.
think Against the Odds magazine and a Battle of Way had a Battle of Way several years ago, says E4 Airman. Sean says 3X's slow learner.
Sean, they
has
said
never
that-
been married.
The adage was 3rd time's a charm. Yeah, but that's a crock of shit.
Nice. Meandering Mike says I'm on wife number 3 and she is a keeper. She bought me Old School Tactical Volume 2 for Christmas. Nice.
There you go.
My young ladies that I work with and live near, they buy me war games for my birthday.
And you don't have to even be married.
Nope, I don't need anything else.
Sean says no wife, happy life. Charles says Sean the same. I'm gonna tell you right now, if I didn't have Donna, I wouldn't be where I am today. So my number 2 is definitely charmed. Has my life charmed. So
You keep shooting in the back, though, you're going to end that one.
yeah.
Right? I told him that earlier.
Did y'all get together on this before getting on the show and say give shit Chris about shooting his wife in the back in the game? Is that what it is?
It's called Opportunity Fire.
It's exactly
You
what it
know
is.
what the problem is? You've got it now on video, and it's going to be evidence at court.
My God, what are you guys talking about?
Yeah, you missed it. Oh, you'd have been butchered if he'd have heard it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know.
What was this all about?
So Donna and I sat down and played Gunfighter Royale. We pulled the scenario of bounty hunters, where she was the bounty hunters and I was the
Wife
bad
killers.
guys, the wife killers, and the sneak shot her in the back.
You're a terrible person. Your wife's delightful.
I know she
And
is.
there was no remorse. I mean, he was actually giddy about it in the video.
The reason I'm giddy about it is because I have lost so many damn times to her when we play games.
She's your wife. You're supposed to.
This isn't one of your kids. This is your wife. You're supposed to. Says me, who's been married 3 times.
Yeah.
My point is, I don't win games very often, and when I do, I get a little excited. That's all I'm saying. John says, for Hexy, was reading a little comparison of Nathaniel Bedford Forrest was at Gettysburg instead of Stuart. The Confederates may have lasted another year and got past the 1864 election.
Oh, great. Now we all have to listen to Jeff. Will you mute before you lay into yourself here?
Right?
No, I tell you, how about I go down this road? How about if Jubal Early had another corps with him in 1864? We'd have took Washington.
Now, what would you have
except for
done
that if
with it?
Jubal Early had another corps, then Patton would have had the second armor waiting outside Washington for him.
Yeah.
And then Abraham Lincoln would have rode in on his fucking unicorn and pimp slapped Jefferson Davis clean back into the Stone Age.
Would it have been so bad that the Confederacy could have won and we could have just flushed them all south?
Well,
there's a documentary that I keep wanting to watch on YouTube, but even I can't bring myself to watching it. Saying, "What if the South had won the war?"
Yeah,
And it keeps
we'll see.
popping up, but I've never, put anything into it that would, when I searched, that would even condone that one. But it sort of come up like they know that, hey, this is up your alley. You need to watch this, buddy.
Richard
Richard
says,
actively listening to me make fun of you. I'm sorry.
Richard Champion says, one wife over 52 years of marriage, a keeper. There you go.
Yeah, I like John's wife. You know why? Or Rich's wife. You know why? I never met her. I've heard her voice one time on the phone. I like her because she's forcing him to send me all his games.
There you go.
Well, I'm going to go grab another beer. I'll be right back.
All right, take your time. John says, you can tell I'm old. No divorce ever. We just moved to separate wings of the house, just like my grandfathers did. Fair enough. Fair enough.
It works.
And Richard says, yep. So, okay. So when Hissy gets back, it'll be his turn.
Hi, Cindy.
Cindy's back. Hello, Cindy. Welcome to the show. We've got 18 watching, guys.
What?
18.
Which I need to use the
18.
little boy's room.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
I'm still here. We're good.
Oh yeah. So has anybody else out there played the Hunters? I've played it a couple of times. And I may be doing it wrong.
Are you surviving too much?
Well, no. What I mean by that is that I'm putting down each transit box, or not transit box, but each box is a separate month. So just on the first patrol, I went from September 39 all the way up to August 40.
That seems like an extraordinarily long patrol, man.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm doing it right.
Did you get
I would-
lost at sea?
Could be.
Gilligan is your captain?
Yeah. Well,
If
it's
the
like,
U-boat was in the water for that long, I feel like they would be lost at sea, like the permanent lost at sea type lost at sea.
right, exactly.
Like waiting for rescue would be pointless.
Yeah. They'll have been eating feet by that time. I don't know.
So my girl upstairs has COVID. I had to go pick up her groceries tonight.
That's a flip. Isn't
Thank
she
God
the one
for
that
it.
normally goes to get you your groceries?
Huh?
Isn't she the one who normally goes to get your
Yeah,
groceries?
she used to go get them for me, but I've been lazy lately.
Now that you're back, Hissy, what are your plans for the new year?
I've been thinking about that. I've got quite a few things I want to do. So we'll see. But
know you
American
got the
Civil
game-
War with
got your
the
game jam
Revolution
thing
games, I still got to get that on the table and get videos.
I'm gonna tell you right now, when you play that, you're gonna go back online to look to buy more.
Oh, I'm sure I am.
It's a very good system.
I'm sure I am. I want to dive into more print and play games and look at small manufacturers, small publishers. Excuse me. I don't think we manufacture games.
I know what you meant.
I might dip my toe into some Napoleonics.
Yeah, give or take, sure.
I'm definitely going to do my Tarawa miniature makeover, where I'm going to take
Nice.
the game from Worthington, the solo game, and replace all the blocks with, 10, 15 mil miniatures. and craft the whole island. That's on my to-do list this year. And yeah, and more of the same. More so, you know, just because I got a lot diverse things that I like, so I'm going to be exploring a lot.
What Napoleonics do you have on mind?
I asked Ard, and he said, was it OCS? No,
OSG.
OSG. Yeah.
Yeah, the stuff. Yeah, I got a bunch of that. Airman sent me a couple. Rich has sent me a couple. It's a great system.
That's what he said. If you're going to get into Napoleonics, it's pretty, relatively speaking, light compared to some of the other stuff. So, but yeah, and I want to get the 15 mil ASW or ACW done, some Civil War miniatures on the table. Get back into that, and then I've got my model channel, so I'm doing all sorts of things with getting back into model building and dioramas and whatnot. So it's going to be a busy year.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, and then I've got some naval game that I'm going to be doing some work on too, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, I heard some jackass trick you into taking a look at it.
Yeah, I was walking in downtown San Diego, and there were a bunch of homeless people, and some dude came up to me and said if I could buy a naval game off of them or something, or test it or something. I was like, sure, dude, whatever.
Nice.
Rescued you from becoming TP, baby. Appreciate you.
Right.
But no, that should be fun. That should be fun. Print up some of those miniatures and get them painted. So we'll see. I'm actually going to do a couple of videos where I'm going to commit to playing 5 games. So I'm going to go through 5 games that I want to put on the channel and make sure I get those on the table and get them played. So I'm kind of going through and looking at them. One of them will be a squad leader because that's.
Yeah, I got to do some more of that too. Mike, are you going to play Ney versus Wellington by chance?
Let's see here. Atlantic Chase took the lion's share of the Charles Roberts Award, so it must be good.
What the hell just happened?
That was just my vote.
Oh.
That would be a no vote from West Virginia. I'm still trying to finish my NOM stuff besides the projects that never end, like ACW and NAPS. Okay, so let me get through these real quick, and then I'm going to just throw out a general question because I don't get it. For Napoleonics, I'm going to compare 4 versions of Quatre Bras on my channel, series called Quatre Bras. Nice. OSG Napoleon's Wheel is one of my 10 games for 2023. Labat, way too huge, complicated with too many rule sets. I was going to start from scratch with Lock and Load, New Glory and Empire, Love of the Peninsula War as a perk.
I might have to look into that.
Mike
one,
says,
then.
yes.
That was to my question.
Okay. So, just 2 real quick things. I'm looking forward to, and it's already been bought. It's already been purchased. I just got to wait for it to show up, and that's World War 85, Fire and Fury. Not Fire and Fury. Something in Fury. Oh well. It's the next volume of World War 85. Hopefully, in the not too distant future, that'll be showing up at the doorstep. And then I am going to be, I might have already said this, but I am working on the my 3mm Pico Armor, 49th Armored Division. Yeah, I already did say that.
3mm.
Yeah. They are wonderful. They are amazing. They're grand.
They're blips. Remember that candy you used to get that was just like a strip of wax paper with little dots on it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he's got, basically.
That's bigger.
I know it's bigger, but you could use it.
You're thinking 2mm. No, this is 3mm right here. Look at that.
Yeah, huge difference.
What is that?
That's an M113.
Which version?
The 1967 Israeli version.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I even got little dudes.
Yeah.
Check them out. Don't mind the cat fur. See?
I guess. Is this a tactical game?
Huh?
Is this a tactical game?
So, what I am planning on doing with these in particular, excuse me, what I'm doing with these is I'm working on. Originally, it was going to be Flames of War, not Flames of War. Good Jesus. Fistful of Lead, Bigger Battles. But I think I'm going to use Battlesuit Alpha and make it Battlesuit Beta. Because it does pretty good in the does a pretty good job of combined arms with infantry and armor. So
how many pieces of armor are you going to end up having? You said you're doing it 1-to-1.
So, well, with the 49th Armored Division, I'm already up to needing somewhere around. Oh man, right now. I'm at needing somewhere around 450 pieces.
Wow. Okay.
But again, 15 vehicles is only $4.75. So it's not going to be a huge expenditure.
Oh, so you don't have STLs to do that?
No, I'm going to buy them from Pico Armor.
Okay.
Because I'm not.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's now I have printed 3mm. It's kind of hard to see. There we go. These are M1s. The big problem is that the barrels are so small.
Yeah.
When you get them down to 3mm, that they just snap off entirely.
Yeah, I did that with some Matildas I was playing around with, and I made them pretty small. I don't know if they were 3mm, but they got small enough where the barrels were just like hair, and they just broke right off.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So, in comparison, this is a 6mm M60.
Okay.
With a broken barrel, but that's because it's been bent. So, but yeah, I like 3mm for the fact that you get a lot of them.
McMurray's
John says
that tiny shit.
John says 2mm might as well paint ants Panzer Gray.
Yeah.
10mm rocks. The thing with 10mm is it's still, although less expensive than 6mm, and definitely less expensive than 15mm, it's still, I can't get 15 10mm tanks for only $4.75. So just pretend the cat fur is barbed wire obstacle. There you go. That's good thinking there. Not enough detail. I don't know, man. My camera is not picking it up. I mean, there's quite a bit of detail there for what you have, and they're easy. They're easy as piss to paint, man. It's great.
Oh yeah. What do you just you put a base and a wash, right? Maybe a dry brush.
Yeah, pretty much. Let's see. I love my 10mm modern Cold War. It says, okay, these are pretty large. I was thinking of small Napoleonics I was looking at a while ago. No, yeah. As odd as it sounds, there's a big difference between 3mm and 2mm when it comes to infantry.
I was going to say, I really like micro scale, like 2mm rank and flank, like the Napoleonics and Ancients. I can't do the modern stuff where you're trying to pick out individual
flips. That drives me up
Yeah.
the wall.
Yeah, I think 2mm works best when you are dealing with 1870 and earlier.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, if you want to put a few thousand troops on the table.
Yeah, 6mm is nice, but again, the cost is, for what I'm wanting to do, the cost is prohibitive. When 5 tanks cost $13.50, yeah, it gets. And then 10mm I can print without barrels breaking. Again, 10mm is great, but then I'm running into, I'm not going to have enough space to motor pool the entire 49th Armored Division.
So who are they going to go up against? An
Nobody.
equally large enemy.
I'm going to do a Czechoslovakian army.
So you can do almost the whole army with 400 vehicles.
Yeah. So, this is, yeah, angled view shows the detail better. Yeah. Once I start getting more painted, I'll post more up on the Facebooks and on the Discord channel and on Mastodon. Is it Mastodon is what the name of it is? Yeah, Mastodon. So, John says you can just say the one with a broken barrel is a stand-in for a Sheridan. There you go.
Chuck
Yes, Charles. Correct. Yeah, 1/285th scale, 1/300th scale, 6mm. Those are all very much within the same realm of existence. So, the question that popped into my brain a little bit earlier was, why? What is the great draw? The great, ooh, I got to do this with Napoleonics. And I'm not saying you're wrong if you dig them. I want someone to explain to me why they like Napoleonic so much. I've never been able to get into it. I've told the story many times as to why I don't like, or I shouldn't say I don't like. I've not gotten into Napoleonics, but I want somebody who really digs Napoleonics as to what it is about that time period that they like to game so much, whether it's a board game, miniatures, what have you.
Well, what got me into it was just all the colorful uniforms. So if you're painting miniatures, you have so much variety in the pomp and circumstance of it, right? I mean, they're pretty amazing looking, and you put them on the table, you got these colorful miniatures. Excuse me. So that's what drew me into the Napoleonics to begin with.
And see, that's exactly what, that in and of itself is not what dissuaded me from liking Napoleonics. It was, I thought some miniatures were really well painted, and some jackass said, "Oh, those are horrible. They're under cuffs or whatever. Their turnbacks are the wrong color, the wrong shade of blue for that regiment."
Okay, that's a whole different thing. Liking a game period is different than disliking some idiot that's,
well,
keep
in mind, I was an impressionable 19-year-old at the time.
Yeah, and well, you know,
I was like, "Oh, you're going to be." It just, and I just never went back to it. And
so you're afraid that you're going to paint the wrong color uniforms and
no,
scorn.
no, not anymore. No, it's
right now. You can tell us. Come on, come on. You're amongst friends. You can tell.
I would give two shits if I painted, if I used Prussian blue instead of peacock blue or whatever the hell color it's supposed to be. I wouldn't care less. It's just, I've moved on and have found other time periods, other eras, other genres to be more more enticing to me, more
Well, I
I
will
find-
say I don't think I've ever heard a criticism of an American Civil War Confederate Army to go, that's the wrong shade of butternut.
exactly. Well, and see,
Yeah,
and there's a
that
reason
being
why
said, that might also be because you just haven't ran into that asshole.
Yes.
right, exactly.
Well, I'm hoping on this show that I found him. It's one of you guys. I'm pretty sure.
Probably not.
That'd be Hexy.
Yeah.
That used to be a pretty common rant, to be honest with you, the fell growl rant.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Let's
No,
see
but I mean,
here.
for me, that's what it was. It was the first miniatures I ever bought were the Airfix box of Napoleonics. They had cool uniforms. I mean, they're marching around with big hats and epaulets
So-
on their shoulders, and they got drummers and the big flags. And
So let me ask you this:
Yeah.
when you bought those Airfix soldiers,
Mhm.
were there World War One, World War Two, other Airfix boxes there, and you got drawn to that?
Oh,
box
that I don't
because of the
remember.
color?
I
Okay.
don't remember. To see, I like almost all genres of history, and so
And I'm not opposed to playing. It's just I'm at the current time I'm not looking to collect those. If someone came in and said, "Hey, let's play a Napoleonic game," okay, sure.
Mhm.
I'm not opposed to playing in it. It's just it's never drawn my interest, and I was just wondering what other people, what it was about that time period. And it sounds like it's just the uniforms. E4
for me,
says,
I mean, I'm
pageantry,
one guy.
Elan, uniform. Well, I mean, we've got Chris Long saying the uniform colors. We've got E4 Airmen, pageantry, Elon, uniforms, horse, cannon, infantry. The uniforms are the coolest ever in history. Napoleon was a genius, won it all 4 times, but couldn't pass up rolling the dice one more time. Great stories of the battles.
Pageantry was a good one. Walt's got
Yeah.
pageantry, the honor and valor of those times.
Yeah.
Those things don't exist anymore.
All the countries, and the fact that it was not just Europe were fighting. Have to go, gentlemen. Have a great evening and good show. Take care, Greg. See you next time. Anyone can say that sucks. That doesn't take much thought or effort. Oh, I agree. But again, impressionable 19-year-old at their first game convention ever. And yeah.
Napoleon's my favorite person in history when it comes to military. As much as I love the Civil War,
That's an
Napoleon is
interesting
still-
topic. Who's your favorite historical military figure?
Yeah, Jeff. Who's your favorite historical military figure?
He just said Napoleon.
No, it's not.
It is. Always has
It
been.
absolutely is not.
Is it Lee?
No,
He was so overrated.
It's Sherman.
give up, Hissy, because we've already been down that road with McAndrew, and we're beyond that. It doesn't bother me anymore. Civil War's my favorite period. Napoleon's my favorite figure. Always has. been.
Manny Mike says, I only do fancy minis, so my Napoleonic attraction didn't come from minis. It came when I was 13 playing SPI Napoleonic quad games. Battle of Wagram fascinated me. Oh, very cool. Cindy is back saying hello. Hello, Cindy. John Longshore. Oh, there you go.
That's
Very cool.
Pie takes the place of that stuff though nowadays.
French uniforms were wood dried indigo. The color was the color of blue jeans.
Nice.
Oh, wool dyed indigo. Okay. Books, movies, Sharps practice. Oh, very cool. Yeah. Reese is back. How you doing, buddy? How are them turkeys?
He made a round of the turkeys and decided they were doing all right.
And
I
Ridgeway.
mean, they were very cool uniforms. I mean, come on.
Oh yeah, no doubt. It's just
And you look at the winged, the Polish?
the winged hussars from the Polish. Yeah.
Oh my God, come on. Could you imagine if we had something like that in the American Civil War? Coming riding in with the big feathers on their backs and stuff like
Were the
that.
Wingers
Ours turned
arms still
Napoleonic.
around at that point in
Don't
time?
lost your
Or were
damn
they
mind.
mainly Lancers?
Polish Lancers were the
I was about to say the Winged Hussars. You guys are a bit off, I think.
a few
I-
centuries.
I have no idea.
No, weren't those Napoleonic?
No,
No, see,
Russians had
that's my
hussars.
ignorance. That's my
Russians
ignorance.
had hussars during it. You know, I mean, they were everywhere, but not what you're talking about.
Okay, I like those fancy uniforms.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah, I mean, it was well, I'm gonna say that because I don't want to start a discussion and an argument with.
Do it.
They were 1503 to 1702. So the latest they were in existence was about 100 years before Napoleon.
Okay, so that's my ignorance then.
You're one up on. I shouldn't say you're one up on me because I do know who the Winged Hussars are. Again, and I've said this before. Anything really before 1900, and I get real foggy on when shit happened. I mean, the only reason I know that the Civil War occurred from basically 1861 to 1865 is because Texas was under the Confederacy during that time, and I took Texas history in the 7th grade, because I lived in Texas.
I thought Texas history only included football.
Well, see, we invented football in 1836.
Still haven't learned how to play it very well, but okay.
Enough to make it to the Rose Bowl.
Oh, that hurt. There's rules to these games. You got to follow the rules, dude.
Oh man! So, as many of y'all know, my greatest time frame, my greatest love in history is World War II naval, and then my top three is probably World War II naval, Cold War of all variants, and then after that, I really don't have much else that I really historical wise really dig into.
Really? Not Western?
No, I'm not a historical wise. Yeah,
Cowboys, shoot 'em up. None of that.
no.
Huh.
You would think I would be growing up in Texas, but
Why do you waste your time?
what?
Why do you waste your time if it's just ships in World War II?
Because I'm off.
And okay,
Yeah.
let's be realistic though. And sans the carriers, right?
No, I dig the carriers also.
Okay.
I think gaming, World War II naval combat gaming, for miniatures wise, is better with cruisers and destroyers at a tactical
Fair
level.
point.
Strategically, it's all about the carriers. Oh, Reese says the birds are all defrosted. John says hard choice: big Napoleon or little Napoleon. McClellan has a bit of an advantage. Before Napoleon, they were all lederhosen. They all wore lederhosen and wigs. Nice.
Is the winner.
If you forgot about sports, you'd have so much more time for gaming. Unless you do gaming with sports. There you go. Bunkhouse in the house. Hey, everyone. Just got caught up watching the earlier part of the video at 1.5 speed. Good stuff.
Dude, we will do it, Dougie. We'll do it.
Once my life gets settled down, I'd be all for bringing Force on Force to the Columbia, Missouri area.
Fistful
Hey,
of
guys,
what? Fistful of
Hey.
what?
Give me enough notice, and I can make it there too. You're just 2 hours down the road.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Did you all hear that Congress just promoted Grant to the rank of general of the Army is now equal to Washington and Pershing? There you go. ACW, NAPS, World War II, and Cold War Modern. See, again, I think the reason why I'm not as big of a fan of the Civil War, it's I don't have anything against it in particular, other than I think it has to do with where I live and the lack of emphasis that was made in school about the Civil War, which is a damn shame in Missouri because there is a crap ton going on in Missouri with the Civil War.
Yeah.
And I knew nothing about it when I went to school there.
Okay, so yours is naval World War II is your favorite genre.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Hexy, what is your favorite genre? Is
Civil War?
Civil War? Yeah. McMurray?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anything from about the dawn of time to now, he dabbles in.
I'm the same, but
Like,
pick something.
So, well, that's the issue, right? It legitimately will depend on what day it is.
Which direction the wind is blowing.
Yeah, I know. I'm the same way.
Big fan of Northwest Europe during World War II, as well as tall ships.
Okay.
If it's got mass lines and muzzle-loaded guns, I'm in.
Okay. So if I had to pick one genre to play, say for the next 6 months, it would be World War I air combat.
That's fair.
Oh, very nice. Yeah.
That's I love that stuff.
So, do you have any Wings of War, Wings of Glory?
No, I designed my own game.
No, I'm just talking about the airplanes themselves.
No. No, I don't. I am looking at getting, what is it, Bloody, the old Richtofen game, Bloody April or something like that. That's a huge board game. I forgot the name of it.
Somewhere around here, I've got Knights of the Air.
Okay.
An old. I don't even know who makes it.
There's just something about the fact that on the ground you have this horrific war going on, and in the air you have a few hundred pilots.
If you told me I had to pick an air game to play, it would be World War One.
Okay.
That's fair with air. Like,
it just
honestly,
nudges out
Naval's
World
pretty
War
slick
II.
too.
Oh, it's an old Avalon Hill game, Knights of the Air.
Okay.
Yeah. Blue Max is pretty outstanding too.
Yeah, I like strategic naval such as SPI's USN. Cool.
What are you playing, Sean?
Goal says for this
Reese.
next year is to not buy any more minis and paint my entire pile of shame. Dude,
Reese,
it's
your
not
goal
gonna
for
happen.
this year needs to be putting down the crack pipe, my boy.
Yeah, because that's not gonna those are delusions of grandeur that are up there with R2D2. John says you can visit most Civil War battle sites, and they are the most part unchanged from back then. If you go to any European battlefield, most likely it's a parking lot with a plaque. Fair enough.
Jeez.
19th century strategic games for John. And Russian Front World War II. Oh, you and
Okay.
Hexy got that in common.
Yep.
Sean says, for me, it's World War II and on. Favorite system is the Next War series, although I do have my first ever ACW game on the table right now. Oh, nice.
Cool. Which one is that, Sean?
Bunkhouse
Oh, there's
says,
Thunder in the Ocean.
I'm hoping this year to get my 28mm late Imperial Romans put together and painted up with enemies for them to face.
It's the same series you're going to play, Hissy.
Okay.
Dogfight. If I had to pick one genre, I'd do sweep of history games like Britannia, Maharaja, Chariot Lords, Ancient Conquest, Hispania, Italia, etc. Very cool. I'm not into historical periods after the introduction of gunpowder. Fair enough.
Interesting.
Thunder in the Ozarks. Well, that's right up there with Reese. That's that's where he lives.
Those are great games. Herman
Uh,
Luckman, that
he's-
system he created with that was good.
And I will probably get more into the Civil War. My brother is a huge Civil War aficionado. I shouldn't say an aficionado. He digs studying the Civil War. In fact, when he was a instructor at Illinois National Guard OCS, they would do annual staff rides with the cadets, and they would go to different Civil War battlegrounds, and the cadets would have to study about it and talk about it and do presentations, etc.
When I lived in the barracks, at any time that I lived in the barracks when I was a non-commissioned officer, whenever we would have like AGI inspections or anything like that by battalion command or higher. Of course, I was in senior NCO. I had my own room. I didn't have to live with nobody. I would take one of my Civil War games out, sit it on my desk, and I never had to worry about inspection because whatever officer came in, usually they were an OCS or a West Pointer. They wanted to talk about that game rather than anything else.
Right. Right. It's all about knowing how to get around being looked at. Charles is also a World War II East Front guy.
He is. Chuck plays a little bit of everything, though. Actually, Chuck
Yeah.
plays a lot of everything.
Yeah.
He does. He does. John says, right now I'm looking at Europa Universalis, the Price of Power Deluxe Edition, which is a Kickstarter and now being released. There you go.
Oh, cool.
So I would have to say that my next level of interest is being picked up by the Civil War. I'm looking to get more knowledgeable about it, because I'm sorely lacking in my understanding of the Civil War, other than it happened and why it happened and the ultimate outcome. I'm still having difficulties getting through the Gettysburg book that I've been listening to. And again, I think it has to do with all of the different colonels being named off in all of the different regiments. It's like a shotgun blast in the face with, all of these different. I'm recognizing general names when people talk about, like Jubal Early and all these others, but it's just this one guy. I guess he feels he has to name every single colonel that ever existed that commanded a regiment.
I was out there earlier re-clipping, because I didn't like what I had on my Murfreesboro game. And
Right.
I'm always intrigued. It's funny because in the Eastern Theater, I have no problems knowing who the officers are and who they commanded and where they came from. But when you put me out in the West, unless it was the overall commanders of the operations, it's like all new terrain for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I just, so I'm not saying that you've memorized, but you're familiar with the names of the regimental commanders in the East.
Yeah, I used to be able to just right off the top of my head. I mean, come on, Gettysburg's the thing out here, and I could name every division, brigade commander on both sides for the longest time. I can probably still do it for the Confederates, but the Union not so much.
So, Hex, what is the draw of the American Civil War for you?
He lived it.
Well, I live in the middle of it, so. And I got snake bit by it when I was a kid. I mean,
Okay.
So.
Yeah, he lives on the north end of the Shenandoah Valley.
Okay. That makes sense.
So, and that's why I'm so disappointed in the lack of interest generated for me by the school system that I went to in Missouri. I mean, I lived in Kansas City. Within an hour's drive, how many battlefields could I have gone to?
Yeah.
I mean, definitely at least 6, if not more.
I walk out my door and I drive a 5-mile circle around where my apartment building is. Then there's no less than 50 to 100 stone markers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Doing something.
To a lesser extent, that's why I have a fascination with the war in the Pacific. My dad being stationed out at NAS Alameda, growing up around the Navy, and being on the West Coast, and now in San Diego. I find
It's
that
all right there.
Yeah, I mean it is. I mean, it's still thousands of miles, but it happened on that body of water that I go wade in, which is
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, why I glommed onto World War II naval combat, I have no idea. No clue whatsoever.
Oh, didn't you have family that served though? You stayed on the Midway, wasn't it?
Well, that was my stepdad, and that, I mean, during Vietnam, and then I have my cousin or my uncle who was a fighter pilot. So I guess with the two of them flying off of World War II era aircraft carriers, and I did go visit USS Texas when I was quite young. I was about 5 or 6, so I could see that being a huge part of getting bit, so to speak.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Seeing this huge, and honestly, USS Texas is big, but by no means is it USS Missouri scale. I can't even imagine what I would have been like if I was 5 or 6 years old, stepping on board, USS Missouri. Now I have walked on the decks of North Carolina. She's a pretty big ship. So yeah, I guess that's part of it. I think also because my brother was such a big fan of, I don't want to say fan, was such a liked studying World War II, Europe.
Excuse me real quick. Hey, Charles, don't forget about the avocado wars in Lemon Grove.
Battle of San Pasqual and Yuma Territorial Prison. That's all we got. Okay.
No. I told you.
Yeah, and the avocado wars.
Yeah.
Didn't you have some grape fights or lettuce fights or some such back in the 70s?
Yeah, maybe. No, the avocado wars are real. The Hispanics came over, the Mexicans came over and poisoned all the avocados and fields in Lemon Grove, which is near San Diego, so that we had to get all the avocados from Mexico.
Oh, there you go.
I went to the basic non-commissioned officers course at Fort Carson, and they had added a new instructor to the scout course, or I'm sorry, to the class I was in. And he come in, and he was a miniatures guy, led miniatures, Civil War, and he come in thinking that he was going to just sort of blow the whole class away with his knowledge of certain things, and he come in talking about General John Buford, and before he could even finish his sentence, I told him everything he needed to know about John Buford. He just stood there with his jaw down, like.
Nice.
Movies. What's a good? Okay. Movies are fun to watch. And Gettysburg was just a tremendous epic movie to watch. Of course, I wasn't alive. It was shortly after the 1860s that I was born, but I wasn't there. But I was
born in 61, just not 1861.
62.
No, I'm 61, but yeah.
Books are definitely better.
Um,
writings from people that were there, far better than any freaking movie. I mean, my favorite Civil War movie is going to be freaking. It's probably not even really a Civil War movie. It's just up to it. Is Santa Fe Trail.
Not The Good and the Bad and the Ugly.
No, the spaghetti.
They got a whole Civil War part in that movie.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where in the fuck was that battle fought at.
On a back lot somewhere.
right? No, but it just, yeah. As far as Napoleonics goes, I don't think I'll ever study.
That's not up your alley, Chris. It's not. Maybe some naval part of it might be, but
Yeah.
that's not. It's
I'll-
it's like Civil War. You should take that U.S. Civil War game, take it to miniature market, see if they'll take that and trade and get you something simpler Civil War to play.
No, I'm going to play it.
Well,
I
I just
will
think
play
you
it.
need to try something that's easier, like that Across 5 Aprils.
Yeah, no, that game will get played on this table right over here. It will happen.
I'm thankful
just-
for games like Blue and Gray 1 and Blue and Gray 2 from SPI when I was a kid. And of course, Terrible Swift Sword was the first thing that anybody turned me on to, and that's massive Gettysburg. But it was fun. It wasn't that hard to learn. But then I ventured on my own, and of course, the first game I got my mom to buy me was my own copy of Terrible Swift Sword. But Blue and Gray 1, and McMurray's got the Decision Games version of one of those, and Blue and Gray 2 were just freaking. The simple, I go, you go. Great way to get into wargaming.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Jeff, you're right. Good point. The Searcher does. You're right.
Oh, Jeff, welcome.
Hey, Jeff.
I think McMurray might have fallen asleep on us.
He said he's not feeling good. I know that.
Yeah. So
Or you tried the wardrobes again.
it's not the first time. Won't be the last time.
Mike, did you? I'm assuming now. I'll show you the TSR version, but I got both. I'm sure you're talking about that. This is an excellent game.
I mean,
Yeah,
look
so
at those
easy to
uniforms.
learn.
Come on. Got the steel breastplate.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong.
Man.
The uniforms are cool, but again, when you get
And then Wagram, and
when you
and
get
the other
turned
one, those are
when
great.
you get turned off of by somebody saying, "Oh, I don't like this is garbage because it's the wrong colors." It's like, okay, if I'm going to be playing this style of game, I'm going to be playing against that person. You're no fun to play with. I'm going to go find something else to play.
Mhm.
It's not that I got turned off from Napoleonics because of I didn't want to paint that or anything like that. It was I don't want to have to I don't want to have to go play it, sit down and play a game across the table from you. And if I'm going to play Napoleonics, that's what's going to happen. So I'm not going to play it.
Well, and this is why I've been doing that test play with the Wilderness game, and I've already made it the understanding that I'm a solo gamer. That's just all there is to it.
Yeah.
I want to play on my timetable. I've
Mhm.
tried Vassal with people. I've tried online games with people. The only thing I can do is online game with people play World of Tanks, and you can see how committed to that I am with playing group. It's I don't know. Maybe that's just the way it's been for me for years. So, but I'm a solo board gamer. That's just all there is to it. And we got Winterfest, great campaigns, American Civil War stuff coming up over here in Baltimore next month, and that runs for a whole week, and that would be an hour for me to drive over there. But if I went, the odds are I would walk around and look for a couple hours, look at what's on sale, and then come home.
Yep.
Because I won't.
They,
I'm not
they
gonna
need
sit
a
down and play.
convention for solo players, like Solo Fest.
Hey,
I
he's
can't-
walking back
I'm not
up.
like you and McMurray. I can't walk into one of those places and want to sit down and play. Oh man, I want to play that game. I want to play. Yeah, I want to play them. I don't want to play them with all of you that are sitting there. I want to take it home. That's just, and I've sat in with like Patrick Pence that does his tutorials for GCACW, and he plays and he's like the dog when it comes to that. I went for 3 straight Saturdays. He invited me into their Vassal room him and Roger Kittleson, and I got to listen to them and watch them play, and I enjoyed the shit out of that. But if he were, you know, and as good natured as Patrick is, if he were to ask me to come on and play, I'd probably say no.
I'm going to be honest. As far as board games go, I'm turning into a solo board gamer myself.
Chuck,
Charles
we were
wants to
just
know.
talking about that, and I've played 5 turns of it, and so and I made this statement earlier to Chris and them. I've played 3 of Simonich's games. This will be the 3rd one. This one's going in the turd pile with Ardennes 44, and France 1940 is still a good one to me. So I still got all the other ones to play. Oh, no, I played Salerno. That goes into turd pile too. So there's 3 out of 4 that I played that are turds for me. It's just, I don't get nothing. France 40 I did because there was that rush. Now, what I have not done yet is I've got to play Stalingrad, Normandy, and Ukraine. And I got a feeling I'm gonna like those. So especially, I know I'm gonna like the Stalingrad and the Ukraine one.
No, because it's East Front. It
Yeah,
could be
well,
it could be the exact same gameplay as Holland 44, and you're gonna like it because it's, you know, Uncle Eric against the Sovs.
But if I take Holland 44 down and I put up Highway to the Reich, the big decision games or the SPI version one, I'm gonna love the shit out of that. Highway to the Reich was one of my favorite SPI games. Could never play all 4 maps, but
So, what is it about Holland 44 and Ardennes 44 don't you like? What
system. It's not that's just it, Chris. I can't put my finger on what it is.
it's not hooking you?
You're right. It's not. It's not like I sat down last night and I played a turn. And I blew through the turn. Not like it was hard to play. I blew through it.
Right.
But the maps are gorgeous. The counters are nice. I just can't put my finger on why does this not appeal. Maybe there's not enough crunch in that system.
I'm gonna be, and I'm not taking a dig on you on this, and I'm not trying to be anything other than you're not a West Front guy.
Well, okay, France 40. I loved that one.
Because it's the Blitzkrieg.
Yeah, and I think that's what it is maneuver warfare is what I want to see when it comes to World War II.
Yeah.
That's probably why I don't play Pacific games.
Yeah, I think, honestly, I think Ukraine and Stalingrad you're going to enjoy.
Yeah, I hope
and not because it's Uncle Eric or you know making digs on you as we've had before, but it's because it's a different style of combat. Even though it's the exact same Dead of Winter.
This is Murfreesboro, GBC.
Oh.
That's probably what's going on my table. Probably next.
Yeah.
Mike's talking about Murfreesboro. That's why I said that.
Right. But I'm perfect. It's weird that the difference between the West Front and the East Front, although the equipment is the same,
Right.
ostensibly, it's a completely different war.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, if you ask the question, if you were a designer and somebody posed the question to you as a game developer or game designer, what could you get more battles out of, West Front or East Front?
If you're talking historical, from the little that I've seen, East Front's got all kinds of shit going on.
You could just go beep. I guarantee you.
Oh, okay. Are you going to include on the West Front North Africa and Italy?
No, Mediterranean, and I'm okay with Mediterranean.
But that's West.
Italy sucks.
Relatively speaking, that's kind of the Western Front. It's just not the Northwestern.
I would allow Italy to be part of that, but my brain says it's still Mediterranean. In Italy, you know what? Okay, Sicily was kind of fun, from what I understand. But we got into Italy and moved halfway up the phone.
Come on, you got to have Crete?
And that was it. And then we started Normandy.
I think, I mean, when I think of
there you
West
go,
Front
Reese.
World War II, when I think West Front World War II, I think France. northern France
Mm-hmm.
more so. Because even Operation Dragoon and Avalanche and all those, to me, again, that's a completely different type of fighting than what you saw in France 40, and then once we made the landings in Normandy.
Yeah, I think with me it's maneuver warfare. I want maneuver warfare at a high rate. Now it's like the Civil War. Okay, I love GBACW. It's Civil War. It's Civil War. I can't help that. Rich has sent me just a shit ton of Civil War game systems people probably never even heard of that I have that are awesome. But great campaigns of the American Civil War. Todd's played a scenario with me, and my buddy down the road, he had never tried it. The one that sells games, he played with me, and that's probably the most fun I've had playing with somebody, whether it was co-op or whatever, was a blast because there's so much maneuver in the great campaigns of American Civil War. And I'm pretty sure that's what does it for me. Hell, the Bulge. I think my problem with Bulge games is games like Ardennes 44 and these ones that are 1 or 2 mappers, and you're playing with division size units for the most part, maybe regiment or brigade. But another one of my favorite games in the early years, and I still have my original copy, was SPI's Wacht am Rhein. Massive scale. Battalion and companies in this game here. So I think that makes the Bulge games, those type make it better for me. And I think that's why I'm failing playing a lot of these little 1 map and 2. And I've still got 4 or 5 Bulge games over here, like Bitter Woods and whatnot, that I need to play. And I don't know, you heard me say the other night, I'm probably done with Battle of the Bulge games for the rest of this year and next year until maybe December. And then the odds are by next December it might be the last Blitzkrieg, the BCS version. What Murfreesboro game do you have, Mike? What's the title of your Murfreesboro game?
Apparently, it's a unmitigated disaster inside the box. John says it's strange that North Africa takes a huge chunk of World War II interest. The DAK, if it was stationed in the East, would barely make a difference.
Yeah, such a tiny force.
Yeah,
I think it's the backdrop of fighting in the desert. I think it's Rommel's very charismatic.
Yes.
And just the story, right? And it's kind of a limited, it's all along the northern coast for the most part, right? So,
well, I think also
he was supposed to answer to an Italian general when he got over there, and he was like, fuck that.
Well, I think to a lesser extent, or maybe a greater extent, that's the introduction of the United States into the European war. That's why it generates.
I very rarely think of the U.S. in North Africa, and I know we were there, but it's DAC and the British with the eighth. Yeah, to me, that's North Africa. The fact that the Americans were there were kind of like
I think
anticlimactic.
The whole and it says from Yaquinto. Before I was just about to say
right,
that.
Desert Rats.
The TV show, The Desert Rats.
I love that as a kid. Yes.
Yeah, or
Pappy Boynton. I love watching that as well.
Oh, Black Sheep Squadron.
Yeah, I actually went to high school with Pappy Boynton's granddaughter.
You mean Rat Patrol, not Desert Rats? The show
Rat Patrol. We knew what he was talking about.
The TV show about
there's that Napoleonics guy right there.
Exactly. Jackass.
Oh no, he's talking about the new one. SAS, the Desert Rats.
Oh no, that's crap on us.
Is it really? I haven't had a chance to look at it yet.
It's everybody in there smokes. It's overacted.
Humphrey and Sahara. What was the name of that movie, Walt? Oh, come on, because James Belushi did another version of it. The one with they had the Lee Grant tank or whatever.
Yeah, Sahara.
Oh, the movie Sahara. Yeah, okay, all right, my bad. That was pretty good. I didn't like the one with Belushi. That was stupid. It's just too hard to see Belushi as a sergeant on a tank and not laugh the whole time you're watching.
Now, World War II movie with a Belushi in it, you got to go 1941.
That doesn't count. That's a comedy.
The hell it doesn't.
That's a comedy.
So is Stripes. Still a perfect. It's a still
Stripes
a
is a
perfect
good
analogy
movie.
of Cold War.
Stripes is a good movie.
About SPI Russian Civil War off eBay. The counters are complicated and were scattered all over the box. I said never again. Close the box and put it in storage. I'm not messing with it.
That sounds like
I
a
still
fun
got that wonderful copy of
2023
Jaws of Victory. you
task.
sent me.
Desert Rats. How a Jeep with a 50 caliber and an American in charge won the war. I have Belushi as a tank commander and a 54 millimeter. There you go.
Reese.
Patty Main was that over the top in real life, though.
Well, let me just say the first 2 episodes, they do the exact same thing. They jump out of a plane in the middle of a snowstorm and get hurt. Then they turn around and do it again. And I'm like,
I think
okay.
after doing it the first time, you wouldn't do it again.
Yeah. And then they just, by the way, we lost over 100 men the second time. I'm sorry. It's just, the show is not engaging for me.
I haven't watched. You talking about the SAS one, the new one?
Yeah, I've tried. I've watched the first 3 episodes,
Right.
and it's more character driven than story driven. And the
There's a
characters are
movie-
not that appealing to me. So
There's a movie. It's an older movie. I want to say it's maybe the 80s, and it's not because Rob Lowe made a Navy SEALs one that had the same title. I think it's called Their Finest Hour, but it's an SAS movie, and it's about the they infiltrate a terrorist group or something, and the leader of the SAS troop or something, he's part of the terrorist group. He's the one that's infiltrated. And they go to do something, and there's a whole. But I want to say it was called Their Finest Hour or The Finest Hour or something like that. But it's a really, really good movie about SAS.
okay. Well, this, like I said, this is just me. I'm one guy, so watch it, enjoy it, but it wasn't my cup of tea.
You said not the Rob Lowe one.
No, not Rob Lowe. It might not be Their Finest Hour or The Finest Hour, but it's got finest in it somewhere. And then you got that one that was made here in the last 10 years, something like 7 days or 6 days or something like that, about the embassy or that embassy where the SAS stormed that embassy. And
They don't make good war movies like they did when we were kids.
no, John Belushi did a takeoff. They redid Sahara with Belushi as a tank commander, and he was doing Humphrey Bogart's role.
Yeah, I mean, come on, Bogart, John Wayne. Let's say.
I think of World War II movies that John Wayne made, and really the only one that just gets in my head is The Longest Day.
Wasn't he in? I saw one.
Guadalcanal or
Guadalcanal. I saw Guadalcanal. He gets bullet right at the end, but yeah. I mean, they're a little campy, but I mean that's.
It's funny. He played a general officer in like a B World War II movie. I saw it not too long ago. I can't even think of what it was called anymore, but definitely.
Okay, but I mean, my favorite war movie is Das Boot.
Green Beret is really. I'm not gonna lie to you. The German version I loved.
Oh yeah, no, that's the only version to watch.
Yeah,
Sands of Iwo Jima.
Sands of Iwo Jima and Green Beret. Green Beret wasn't bad.
Except
Green
for
Beret.
that
I grew up
Vietnam.
watching Green Beret. I loved that movie as a kid. When Puff the Magic Dragon comes in and shoots the forest up. Oh man, as a kid, I used to lay and build my little fort and imagine I was in the jungle. Oh, I had a blast.
I was going to say something I forgot.
Yeah, there you go, Mike. The 6 hour version. You got to watch because you got to get where near the end of the movie you feel like you're one of those submariners. You haven't shaved for 6 hours. You're tired. You're like, when's this freaking boat gonna? When am I getting off this boat? When's this movie over? It really makes you feel like you're part of the crew.
There you go.
Oh, Puff will make an appearance. Okay.
In 54 millimeter, no less. John says, my only issue with John Wayne is he always plays John Wayne. Even Genghis Khan was just John Wayne with a mustache.
I don't know. The Searchers, he's a pretty angry man in that movie. That's like the one different role for John Wayne.
Well, that's what he got paid to do. He got paid to be John Wayne. You went to the movies because you wanted to see John Wayne. I mean, you're right, but I'm not going to mark that against him.
Yeah, and then you talk about World War II movies that have authentic equipment, and the first one that comes on mind is Kelly's Heroes. Everything in that movie is authentic, and there is a story that's taken from a real event. Not exactly that, but
I haven't seen the All Quiet on the Western Front. That one looks to be
like
a legit war movie.
I didn't like the new one. I didn't like the John Boy Walton one. Give me the German one, the first German one. The Q.
Have either of y'all seen the? It's what, about 5-6 years ago now. Catch 22. It was a series on Hulu, I think it was.
No,
never
I have to
watched
check
the
it out.
movie.
The original movie was very good.
Yeah, I've never watched it.
The mini series. I don't want to call it mini series because it was like 12 episodes. Is really good also. Kelly Heroes is awesome. He was actually really good in The Quiet Man.
What about Stalag 13? That was a great TV show.
New All Quiet is Bad.
Hogan's Heroes.
Hogan's
Yeah,
Heroes.
Hogan's
What I
Heroes,
call
yeah.
it? Stalag 13?
There was a movie called Stalag 13.
Okay, no.
Or was it
I meant
17?
Hogan's Heroes.
Stalag 17 was the movie. Stalag 13 is the Stalag in
Peter Great
Hogan's Heroes.
Stalag 17, wasn't he? He was the guy that they were thought he was betraying everybody. No, he's one of the young officers.
No, I'd have to say Rat Patrol and Black Sheep were my two favorite.
Combat was mine.
Oh, okay, Combat. Yeah, I forgot all about Combat.
I love Black Sheep Squadron, and I wish I could find it either on DVD, Blu-ray, streaming somewhere.
I think all the episodes are on YouTube.
What was the Vietnam infantry show that was on? My second wife used to love it with the guy with the dude that played Pappy Boyington. He played the platoon sergeant, a guy that looked like him played the platoon sergeant. It was a Vietnam.
Really?
And it ran for years.
That I don't remember.
My ex-wife used to watch the hell out of that.
Huh.
My second wife used to watch the hell out of that.
Reese says Hogan's Heroes would be fun with Fistful of Lead.
There you go.
Tour of Duty.
Thanks, Mike. Tour of Duty.
McHale's Navy.
Okay, McHale's Navy I enjoyed. Okay, if we're gonna go into some of the comedy stuff, what about F Troop?
Oh, there you go. There you go. With
Right?
It's funny. The French saying Charlemagne tanks in the movie are massively impressive and frightening. If you look for the demonstration on YouTube, you see a little squeaky ice cream truck with armor. Fair enough. Best World War II movie ever, 12 O'Clock High.
Gary Cooper.
Wow, that's
no,
a
not
tough
Cooper.
call.
Huh? No, not Cooper. Who's the other one?
I'm gonna, and this is cliched, but the opening scene of Saving Private Ryan still is. I watched that and it still moves me. Coming up the beaches there.
Gregory Peck.
China Beach. Wasn't China Beach an offshoot from Tour of Duty, Todd? Wasn't it the one about the medical station or whatever?
Todd Lee.
Yeah, the skipper was.
I loved Combat. I watched it on YouTube. Tour of Duty. William Holden is awesome, and Stalag 17. Peter Graves was a baddie. Tour of Duty. China Beach. Nope. Charles got it. Desert Rats. The skipper was in the war. Take care, Walt. I will be sending this to you either, like I said, tomorrow or Friday. I will send you the tracking number by email.
Hey, speaking of which, I sold that sent a guy a game in just down the road here in Virginia, and he sends me a message. He says, "Man," he says, "it hasn't arrived yet. Have you shipped it?" Well, I sent him. He had the email thing that they was getting it from and everything. And he said he must live. I think he lives out there a little bit, but he said, he told me he hadn't gotten there yet. And then I said, well, I went back and looked at the tracking, and I said it was delivered to his garage. and I guess their USPS lady, she'll just find something to stick it in when nobody's around. So she stuck it in an old abandoned pickup truck down in front of you.
Good Lord. Yikes. Well, yeah,
Andrew, he must have passed out.
A Bridget Too Far.
Great
Yeah,
movie.
that's about that hooker in Paris. That's a great World War II movie.
good Lord.
Bridge Too Far. I don't know. I always forget that's a great film.
Bridget
That
Too
is a
Far.
good movie. Yeah. Now mine's Das Boot though. That's my. If I had to pick one, that would be it.
I gotta go Pearl Harbor. I almost said that with a straight face.
Pork Chop Hill. Good movie. Very nice. Very nice. Hamburger
the
Hill.
thing-
Good movie. Very nice.
The thing with Pearl Harbor is it's a 2.5-hour movie that could have been an hour and a half long if they took out all the love scene crap, the whole love triangle garbage.
Battle.
I'm not saying it would have been a good hour and a half movie. I'm just saying it would have been an hour and a half movie. There are two things that are historically accurate in that movie. There is a harbor in Hawaii called Pearl, and there was a Japanese attack on it.
So
I think you want to watch some good World War II movies that John's talking about. And you can get them on YouTube. The Soviets, the Russians made a shit ton
oh really?
of world. Oh, they're all over the place. And
Dr. Zhivago.
Oh,
Don't-
God.
Okay, now see, somebody asked me the other day what my favorite all-time movie was. Dr. Zhivago. My mom used to make me watch that with her.
I'm sorry,
as a kid.
that's up there. That
movie.
and what's the Civil War one? Oh my God. Frankly, my dear Scarlett, I don't give a damn.
Oh, yeah, Gone with the
Gone
Wind.
with the Wind.
Thank you. Thank you.
Overrated. Gone with the Wind
Overrated
is
compared
overrated.
to
What everybody thinks it is. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I just don't think it's the greatest movie
epic.
ever.
oh, it's not the greatest movie
No,
ever.
No, everybody.
Slapshot is the greatest movie ever.
Great,
Okay, you're not wrong.
great movie. I watch clips of that every now and then. That's the three brothers kill me. Man.
Oh, the Hansons. Putting on the foil, coach. Putting on the foil.
Glory was good.
I like Glory. Glory is really good. That's, I mean, if
Well, Wizard of Oz did have flying monkeys, so
if you guys don't get a lump in your throat at the last battle scene,
of which movie?
Glory.
It's freaking what's his name? I can't.
No, I'm looking at Meandering Mike with 8 years old. I think is about that age when I first saw it, and
Yep.
What?
I'm
Dr.
still
Zhivago?
cold from watching it.
Oh, dude, I've actually never watched. I've never sat down and watched it.
Oh, you need to.
Guns of Navarone and Where Eagles Dare are great World War II RPG adventures. Now, Wardrobe, to be honest, I did create a scenario for Guns of Navarone for Force on Force. I don't know where my book is that's got it in there, but I got it in there. I will stab you in the throat. I've had to pick one movie that makes me feel good. It would be Caddyshack. I love Caddyshack. I love Caddyshack.
To make you feel good.
Yeah, it's a feel-good movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna lean towards porn on that, but
Wrong type of
Caddyshack.
feels good. It's not how you feel yourself. It's how it makes you feel.
exactly. Same answer.
Nice. I like Caddyshack.
Oh, Caddyshack is a classic.
Yeah.
What was it? Was it T-34, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that a Yugoslavian movie about a T-34?
No, they were
Really?
Russian prisoners, and the Germans tried to get him to show them how the tank functioned, and they
Yeah.
ran off in it.
Yeah, that's pure propaganda, but that's a great little movie.
Watch White Tiger. It's it's sci-fi as shit, but they took an actual Tiger tank and over-equipped it and over-armored it and everything.
Oh, really?
And it's actually a very good movie to watch.
Okay.
And that's YouTube. You can get an English version of that on YouTube.
Have you ever watched? Have you ever seen The Beast? I think it's called.
No.
I know what you're talking about, but I get confused now with this new one they got in the African wilds.
Let's see here.
Red Dawn? Seriously?
What's wrong with Red Dawn?
Wolverines.
Dude, for a legitimately non-accurate
Russian
Cold
movie.
War.
Tank.
Yeah, I
81 crewmen.
like 81 crewmen. What?
No, the Russian movie called Tank. It's about one tank commander, but he gets in a platoon. He gets a KV-1, and it's a KV-1. It's authentic.
Oh, cool.
They introduced two T-34-85s to his platoon, and he's working with these two T-34-85s. And it turns out that his wife is a tank mechanic, a very well-renowned one in the Russian army, and she shows up because of this tank to repair this tank. And the story is, it's not no B movie. It's a very, very good movie. It's called Tank. It's a Russian movie called Tank.
I'll have to check it out. Oh, there we go. Girls, UND Panzer.
Girls and Panzers. I see those things on YouTube all the time.
Good Lord. It's the actual name of the movie is called The Beast of War.
Okay.
It's from
I think I've heard
1988,
Yeah.
and
Cross of
It's
Iron, great
about-
movie, Rich.
it's about Soviet tank and its warring crew become separated from their patrol and lost in Afghan.
What's the
Valley.
World War I air combat one?
Boys,
Something like that, yeah.
Fly Boys.
Fly Boys. That's actually
Great
not
movie.
that bad.
Does that got Clooney in it?
No.
No. Oh no, I'm thinking. Okay, sorry. For whatever reason, I'm thinking Flyboys with their leather helmets and the football movie that Clooney was in.
I'll tell you what, The Monuments Men with Clooney and them in it, that was very good. Bill
Yeah.
Murray, John Goodman. That's a great
Blue
movie.
Max.
Blue Max
is what
with George Papard.
Yeah, I was going to say
Yeah.
that was George Papard.
Excellent movie. There's a newer version of that one too, though. There's some good movies out there. Iron Cross was a great movie too with Coburn.
Yeah, Bridge Too Far was also pretty good. Like they already mentioned it. They had already mentioned it, but yeah, thinking about it.
Boy, where did we go tonight? We went down a whole. We turned down off a boulevard onto a fucking one-way street and then into an alley, and now.
Hey,
And now we're in a dive bar.
pretty much.
Yeah, 1970 was pretty good too. I watched that a few days ago.
I have not watched that movie yet.
All right,
Okay,
Sean.
nobody's
Take care, Sean.
mentioned MASH.
Oh, I love MASH. The Korean War about Vietnam. Or
Yeah,
the Korean movie about Vietnam.
yeah. I was never a big MASH fan, but that was just me.
The movie was good. I really liked the movie.
I like the movie. I like the TV show. The early years of the TV show before Alan Alda got all preachy. Richard Champion says you gotta love Uncle Buck. Honestly, anything with John Candy is going to be gold. Watch
Oh,
most
that's
of
a honeymoon,
MASH on
Reese.
my honeymoon. That's not how that works, Reese. That's not how it works at all, buddy.
This guy works with turkeys, so
I'm aware of this. So do I, but I'm not watching MASH.
What a strange.
no. You're
What a
shooting your
strange
bride from behind in the
aphrodisiac
head
for
with a
honeymoon.
shotgun.
I did not shoot her in the head.
Strange aphrodisiac.
Okay, you didn't.
It was
There
the
was
hip.
no actual
I thought it was the hip.
location announced, but that was a headshot, dude. Come on. You don't sneak up from somebody from behind and shoot him in the ass. You shoot him in the head.
The card got drawn. It was the hip. Anyway.
Yep. I think I'm off to play some line of battle. We've been at it for 2 hours now.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up, guys. McMurray, it's time to wake up.
Yeah, I missed him a couple times.
Home Alone, just watched it last week. I fell in love with it. It's not a bad movie. Not a bad movie. So, all right, guys. Richard, thanks for showing up. John, long time no see. Glad you could make it. Reese, always a pleasure. Todd, be nice out there in Kansas. Sean, thanks for dropping in. Chris Long, I
saw that, Mike.
The whole slew of you. Meandering Mike, thank you.
What game are you giving away, boss?
Go check it out on his channel.
I should. Oh, look at you all smug.
Hey, I pimp your channel. I'm going to pimp his channel. I pimp everybody's channel.
Pimp his channel. That's what I'm saying. What games are you giving away?
So yeah, if you want to know what game Bunkhouse, thanks for showing up, buddy. Definitely when you're back feeling it, we will definitely get together with McMurray and we'll do some Fistful of Lead in the Columbia area. We'll make that happen.
One of those games, Mike, per clunk.
3 games giving away. All right, well we'll go check it out.
Monopoly.
Yeah, right.
Peace. I'm out of here.
Yep. Take care.
Later, gang.
Yeah, everybody, thanks for dropping in. We will definitely not sure what next week. Maybe we'll have Chris Long on next week if we can get him. Definitely going to be getting Joy of Wargaming back on too. So until next time, we shall see y'all on the flip side.